The body has been cleaned too well, skin scrubbed raw until response became optional, wrapped tight, not out of respect, but to keep reflex from being mistaken for consent. Coins are forced onto the eyelids, not to pay the dead, to keep the eyes from learning again. They opened once, that was practice. Candles burn at the feet, not for light, for the distortion that gathers when observation lasts too long. When the flames bend, the room tightens, not in fear, but in preparation. Bread is placed on the chest, not near the mouth, not beside the hands, pressed into flesh that has not finalized its decision. The crust sinks, soaks, darkens. When it is lifted, material comes with it, warm enough to stretch. This is not an offering, it is not symbolic, it is a mechanism, because something is already present in the body. It arrived before the death. It learned patience while the heart still obeyed. Soon someone living will enter the room, not brave, not chosen, identified by absence. They will eat from the body, not to survive, but to make room. What they swallow will not dissolve. It will anchor, it will brace, it will begin adjusting posture, hunger, thought. They will lose time first, then pronouns, then the ability to be alone without negotiation. They will leave alone, but something will stay behind them, practicing their weight. Before this continues, understand the final condition. You are not listening to a ritual. You completed it by staying. If you feel watched now, do not look for something new. It learned you from the moment you didn't stop. The job that proved forgiveness fails. Old Europe created a profession it refused to acknowledge. No contracts, no apprentices, no records meant to survive, because writing it down meant admitting something catastrophic. Forgiveness was unreliable. Guilt did not dissolve at death. Absolution missed things. They were called sin eaters. When a person died, their soul was believed to stall, not rise, not fall, hover, weighted by unfinished cruelty, unspoken violence. Thoughts never confessed because time ran out. Death did not cleanse a person. It sealed them, and sealed guilt ferments. The decision made in silence. Not every family could afford a priest. Not every family trusted one. And sometimes the dead were not easy to forgive. So families made a different choice. Quiet, they sent word to someone they would never acknowledge in daylight. A stranger. The sin eater arrived alone. Always alone. He was never invited to sit, because sitting would make him a guest, and guests remain human. He stood in the doorway, 1 foot among the living, 1 foot already denied to them. The family avoided his eyes because once he finished eating, whatever lived behind them would not belong only to him anymore. The ritual that did not lie. The ritual was brief. That was the terror. No chants, no incense, no beauty to soften it. Bread was placed on the corpse's chest, sometimes cheese, sometimes salt, sometimes ale or milk. Food absorbs. That belief mattered. Every lie told confidently. Every harm justified quietly. Every thought buried because it felt safer there. The bread rested where the heart once beat, where heat once pushed blood forward. The sin eater spoke a sentence that belonged to no faith. I take upon myself the sins of this soul. And then he ate, not beside the body, off it. The bread was cold, soggy. It tasted of metal, of skin, of something already committed to decay. He chewed, because stopping meant leaving guilt unfinished, and unfinished guilt does not stay buried. When he swallowed the last bite, the soul was clean, and the burden changed owners. What entered him? Payment followed, immediately and insultingly, a few coins, leftover food, alcohol strong enough to erase edges, enough to survive, never enough to stay. Doors shut behind him, windows went dark. Children were warned not to speak his name, because now the sin eater carried something transferable. Not sickness, not madness. Residue, layered moral waste compacted inside one body. People said animals knew first. Dogs whimpered. Horses refused direction. They said he smelled wrong, like iron, like breath trapped too long. And everyone shared the same forbidden thought. When this man dies, who will be forced to finish him? A life built to absorb and end. Sin-eaters did not live in villages. They lived outside them. Huts near graveyards. Land already given up on. Soil no one bothered blessing. They were barred from churches, not because they lacked belief, but because belief had already failed them. Marriage forbidden, burial in consecrated ground denied, children threw stones, adults crossed roads. Because humans understand one rule instinctively: if guilt can move, it can spread. Some sin-eaters drank constantly. Some screamed in their sleep. Some said they could feel sins physically, a pressure behind the ribs, a bitterness coating the tongue, dreams filled with crimes they had never committed, memories that did not belong to them, punishments they did not earn. Why the church let it continue? The church condemned sin-eaters, quietly, because publicly stopping them required admitting something worse. That confession was incomplete. That absolution had limits. If sins could be eaten, what was prayer protecting? So the church called it superstition and allowed it. Because when death arrives badly, even the faithful look for shortcuts. Faith fractures at funerals. Fear resurrects forbidden solutions, especially ones that work, especially ones that stay silent. These people existed. This was not legend, it was documented. In 17th century England and Wales, villagers recorded sin-eaters as necessary evils. John Davies, others whose graves were never marked, and Richard Munslow, one of the last known sin-eaters. He died in 1906. He believed his soul was beyond repair. Not symbolically, literally. He accepted the work knowing forgiveness would never reach him. No heaven, no cleansing, only function. He did not eat to survive. He ate so others could die believing they were clean. Why humans invented this? Sin-eating was not cruelty, it was fear logistics. Humans cannot live with unresolved guilt. We demand distance, transfer, relief. So communities built someone to hold what they refused to face: a human container, a moral landfill, a scapegoat with teeth, someone who could be destroyed so others could feel forgiven. This is the choice you made. The ritual ended. The instinct did not. We still redirect guilt. We still outsource blame. We still feel relief when consequences land somewhere else. And here is the part that matters. You didn't do this centuries ago. You chose it recently. Maybe today, maybe this week. When someone else was blamed and you felt lighter, that relief was not accidental. It was the payment. You chose comfort over responsibility, distance over ownership, silence over weight. Someone else swallowed what you refused to carry. You don't need bread anymore. You only need someone willing to absorb the cost of your relief. And if this made you uncomfortable, that discomfort is recognition. This has been The Lost Path. Stay here.